And we're back. Yo, isn't it crazy in how just 1 week and a couple days, how the whole NBA circle can turn on its head? So it only makes sense that I cover the aftermath of the trade and what that means for the Lakers and the Mavs. Just a quick recap. The Lakers traded away Luka Doncic for Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and one of their first round picks. So what does that mean for these teams? Without mincing words, their reasoning behind it is that they think Luka Doncic is fat, out of shape, unprofessional, and they don't want to end up in the same situation that Philadelphia finds themselves with Joel Embiid. So where are they going to find themselves now? Let's focus on the Mavs, then we'll go into the Lakers afterward. The Mavericks are apparently in win now mode, which makes sense. They just made the finals last year, but they made the finals last year with a perennial all-star, a 25-year-old phenom, and I get it. You have reservations because you don't want to end up like Philly, you don't want to end up like the Pelicans in the Zion situation. But this is different. You were successful. And I don't know how much of that success you're placating on Luka or how well constructed the Mavs were. Amazing job getting Kyrie, amazing job getting PJ, amazing job for the scouting department and finding a center like Derek Lively. But you also made one of the best generational trades by getting Luka from the Hawks and him turning out to be almost, if not your best franchise player ever. I guess it's debatable at this point. After the performance the Mavs gave us last year in the finals, I wouldn't knock you if you said that the Mavericks were also destined for a championship. But that's all because of Luka. In those predictions, I never held Kyrie at the helm, and definitely not with AD. Luka and AD, yes. Kyrie and Luka, maybe. And what it comes down to is just, let's think about these players in their prime. And I'm talking about Kyrie and AD. AD's more recent, so we'll go there. For years, since Anthony Davis has been a Laker, we have criticized him on not taking the keys to the car that is the Lakers franchise. And now I'm supposed to believe that things are going to be different now that he's with the Mavericks. Many people forget that when Anthony Davis was the franchise player for the Pelicans, the best he could do was take them to 2 playoff appearances. One of them, he just barely made it as an 8th seed, and the other went to the second round with Drew Holiday, I think Eric Gordon, and maybe Tyrese Evans. But never has Anthony Davis been at the helm of a franchise, even on the Lakers. When Anthony Davis was in the bubble with LeBron, it was neck and neck. We got to the finals, and then finally, in the first 2 games of his first finals appearance, we were looking at Anthony Davis and saying, man, maybe you are the guy. And then reality hit. LeBron James was still the best player in the world at that point. Since the bubble, the Lakers then acquired Russell Westbrook, traded that away. We're never able to recoup into that championship model, but if we're being honest with you right now, before this trade, the Lakers have been the deepest they've ever been since the bubble. And for some reason, Anthony Davis still couldn't take the helm and be the Lakers' best player. So I guess it does give the Lakers some just ability to trade Anthony Davis away. Now, what about with Kyrie? To be honest with you, there's not much to say about Kyrie. Kyrie is exactly who we thought he'd be post-LeBron. Very efficient and great player, but he just doesn't have enough tools to get a team over the hump. And if we're playing based off his performance last season in the finals, he is not a 1A player. He's still a champion, but that's just the reality. The Mavericks are a stacked team, don't get me wrong. If we go 1 through 5, I would be surprised if they don't at least make it to the Western Conference. I agree with Dallas. It's win now. You could make it to the finals, but you aren't good enough. If you aren't good enough with Luka, then you're not good enough with AD, at least to beat the Celtics. And who knows who you'll see on the way there. AD's kryptonite has always been Joker. So now if the Mavs match up with the Nuggets, I wonder who's going to come out on top. The Lakers are not making the playoffs. You can get angry if you want, but that's just the reality. The Lakers have no center. The Lakers gave up one of their best perimeter defenders in Max Christie. And JJ Redick has been coaching his ass off, but the Lakers are not good enough, at least presently constructed. The Lakers made a conscious decision and said, forget this season, we're thinking about the next 20. They traded away Anthony Davis so that they could put some credibility back into this franchise. In the last 5 years, or actually in LeBron's entire tenure since he's been a Laker, we have dedicated our time, our money, our focus to LeBron. That's over with this trade. Every decision from now on is going to be about Luka Doncic. So when you look at the roster, how it's presently constructed, there's no way Rob Pelinka thought this is the solution and this is our championship team. This is Luka's team. And I believe LeBron when he said he's not going to request a trade, because LeBron wants to be compared to MJ, and nobody is ever in their right mind going to trade MJ. But LeBron really needs to think about his future, because for the next 2, 3, maybe 1 year he has left in him, it's not going to be about him. It's going to be about the Lakers.